Welcome back all to Mudstomp Souls. Today we're going to do another pen and paper based puzzle. I'm going to share with you a bit of a favourite of mine. This one comes from the Puzzle Ninja book created by Alex Bellos. Alex apparently worked with a bunch of Japanese puzzle creators and created this book and a couple others, I believe, too. And basically what I'm going to try and show you today is what's called a Fillomino. Fillomino sounds a bit better. So a Fillomino is essentially that you have a grid and you try to fill the grid with, excuse me while I move everything around here. Gosh, that's shocking video etiquette, isn't it? But anyway, I've got to do with what I've got to deal with. So basically you have a grid and you're supposed to fill the grid with rectangles, sections, I should say. They don't have to be rectangular, but sections based on the numbers. So for instance, if it's a 2, you have to have this 2 positioned with another 2 written in a box in a 2 area space, and it's got to be walled off and it can't touch another 2. Basically vertically or horizontally is the gist of it. And yeah, you just basically go like that. So like for instance, a 7 will have to have 7 blocks connected and they can only go through to the point of having those 7 blocks, and then they can't touch another 7. Now a few small notes, they can touch diagonally. So you can have, like, if this was a 3 set here, you could have another 3 where they touch diagonally. But that's basically the limit of the restrictions, I should say. Sorry, tripping over my own tongue today, aren't I? I have a cup of tea here, so that should help me out with a bit with my talking. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to do this Fillomino that comes from this booklet. This is the 10th one in the booklet. It's got a rating of 3, so it's getting towards the harder one. They've called this puzzle the Guten. In German, Guten means good, so I'm hoping that this is going to be a really good one to do. So I'm going to show you a little bit about it. We're going to have a go and we're just going to see where we end up. I'm hoping that my camera won't keep refocusing while I'm drawing and so forth. I noticed that happened in my last pen and paper one, but I can't find a setting to turn it off. So we're just going to hope it sticks with what I'm doing and doesn't move around too much. And hopefully I'll notice it if it does and I can change my recording or something. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to start with the ones. So there's a lot of ones in this puzzle. And basically I like to start off and just box each and every single one so that they're already sorted and I don't have to worry about them too much. There will be more ones introduced, no doubt. So this is something you'll start to sort of probably get your head around as you watch me do this, is not only am I trying to finish or put the numbers that are already there in spaces and complete them as a subset or whatever, I'm also going to end up creating spaces that I need to then fill. And there'll be options there for what I put in the spaces. And sometimes none of the options around it will match and fit. You'll see why in a moment. And so you might end up with, let's say for argument's sake, you ended up with 3 blank squares. And those 3 blank squares had 3 blocks around them. So you couldn't put 3s in them. So then what you would have to do is split that 3 into a 2 and a 1. And that way, because there's only 3s around it, you can do that. You can have a 2 and a 1. Now, that might sound fairly straightforward. However, sometimes the problem with that is that you will end up having 2 ways you can do it. As you can imagine, 3 could be split into 2, then 1, 1, then 2. So there's 2 different methods. And you need to know which one to do, because all of these puzzles that we do in pen and paper puzzles should be unique and should have one solution. And so often it'll mean that you've got to see if there's something somewhere where there's a 1 or a 2 touching to complete that action, basically. And it can be bigger numbers. I've had one of these puzzles where I think I introduced an 8 or something because it was, I checked the field and I couldn't put in 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up, and it ended up being 8. So anyway, all right, now that we have the ones done, I'm going to start working on some different bits. I think I'm going to start up with this top corner here. So this is the first sort of little indicator that things can be a bit different. So we've got 2 2s here. If I put a 2 in the middle there, that would mean there'd be 3 of them together, and that can't happen. So that means that this top left corner 2 is going to have a 2 down below it instead. And so that means that is now a walled off section of 2. And this 2 that's next to it can't go to the left, so it has to come down because it's got 3 on the side. It can't touch that square, So we've got a 2 square there already. Now I'm already noticing my camera's going a bit funny, so I'm going to try and move it a little bit and see if we can get a little bit more zoomed out, and hopefully that'll mean that we're not going to suffer as many zoom in, zoom out issues. That's my fingers crossed. Obviously I can, in post-production, I can cut down to view just the square a bit better, but the hand is the issue, I think. So anyway, alrighty, so let's see what else we've got. So this 3 is trapped between the 2 and the 4, so the 3 has to come out. Now, if I was to put the 3 down here, for starters, I can't because there's a 3 there, so that's going to have to go up. But secondly, even if I did, that wouldn't work because I'd have 2 spaces left over, and I can't put 2 1s next to each other, and I can't put 2s next to these 2s. So this has worked out good. The 3 going up means there's a 1 above it, and I'm noticing I'm getting more of that zoom in. I'm going to try and work over here a little bit. Maybe that'll work a bit better if my hand's out of camera a bit more. Following that, so let's see, down below there, not much to go off at the moment, I don't think. Let's see, what else have we got? I am thinking with this 4 actually. So if we go, for instance, if I put a 4 there and a 4 there, or if I go down and then across, I can put all 4 there, or I can have 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th one come out. Either way, there definitely has to be a 4 in this square. Okay, and then I can potentially have a 4 in one of those. 5 could be there, could be a connection to that, or a 1 could go in either one. It doesn't really matter too much, I don't think. Not at this point anyway, so I can't fill it out, but I know there's a 4 there, potentially a 4 here. I'm going to look around the outer edge, because often the outer edge is a good place to start, mainly because if you've got numbers stuck between each other like happened here, it's a good way to get going. So if we have a look around the edge, we've got all these 5s, 4, 7, 3s here. Okay, so this 3 in the bottom left corner could be an interesting one. This 3 can't go up because that would create 4 3s in a row. So the 3 can't go up, and which means that 3 can't go down. So this 3 is going to go to the left and then up, and there's a 3 set, and we've just formed a single box, so there's a 1 going in there. This 8 then needs to come out from between the 4 and the 3s, so there's going to go up 1, 2, 3 8s. Now it could continue up, it could come across, we're going to have to find out, but this 4's now got to escape. So we're going to go 1 across for the 4, 3rd one up, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 4s, and that's actually created a nice little section there, because that now means we know the 8s go up. So 1, 2, 3 8s, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we need 1 more 8, which means it can't come out this side because it'll connect to that. So just double check the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, can't go there because it'd be 8, 9. It could go there, and it could go here. Hard to say. But if we look at these 3s, that might give us a clue, because that 3 can't come out now because of this set of 3s. And so we're going to have to go there or there. Not much we can tell with that. But if we go here, that would leave a 1 block, and that would put a 1 next to a 1. So the 3 can't go there because that would create an issue that doesn't work there. So the 3 has to go up, and that means we've got a block of 3 again. Now, if we look at it from that perspective, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you'll see me do this a lot. I recount all the time. So that's 7 8s. If we put an 8 there, then that would have the 1 issue again as well. So the 8 can't go there either. So the 8's going to have to come up here. And there's 8 8s. Now, this is interesting too, because what this is suggesting to me, this square here can't have a 1 and it can't have a 3 touching. It could have a 2 potentially if we cross a line there. So if the 7 builds down here and then there's a line there, that could be a 2. Or it could be like a 4, or it could be part of the 7. We don't know, but it's just an interesting sort of situation to check out. Now, that also means with this 8, it can't go in because of that, so it has to come out here. And that means the 7 here is going to go up. We've got 3 7s. And even if there's 4, 5, 6, so yeah, there's going to be, 7's going to be situated in here. Now that being said, with the 8, if we look at that, 1, 2, even if it goes down 3, 4, 5, well, no, it can't go past this point here actually. So we can only go 1 more, otherwise we're going to run into that. So 1, 2, 3 8s, that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's going to be 1 more 8 there somewhere. But that means this 7's all ruled out now. So we put the 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more 7's going to go down there somewhere. Not sure yet. We are going to figure that out very quickly though. Now I'm just thinking with these 8s, if we don't go down there with the 8, that leaves 3 squares. We can't put a 3 because 3's are there. And what I was mentioning at the start, you could do a 2, 1, but if we put the 2 there, we've got a 1 next to 1. If we put the 2 there, we have a 1 next to 1. So 2, 1 doesn't work either, which means this needs to be an 8. This needs to have an 8 in it, and this needs to be a 2 block. So double checking my 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so I still need one more 8. That's right, because initially I counted with that, but it could have not had that as well. But obviously now we've shown that it definitely needed it. Excuse me while I sip my tea, just to help my voice while I'm doing this. Now, going back to this square, we're going to cross off that 8 because, again, can't connect with those 2 sets. So it's going to come out over here. There's a lot more that could go on there, but I don't think we can tell right now. So I'm going to move down here and look at this one as well. So again, we have an 8 set. This 8 can't connect with it, so it's going to come out the other side. And we have a similar situation as before, except we could put a 3 in there at the moment because there's no 3s around. If we put an 8 there, it can't come past there, so we could put a 2 there. So this is either going to be a 2 or a 3. No, because, yeah, a 2 set there with an 8 or a 3 set. We just don't know for sure at the moment. We have to wait for these 8s to finish doing what they're doing, and we'll figure it out. Now, on that note, I'm also going to come down here to just continue this set of 8. That's 4 8s. Chances are these ones are going to probably connect with that. That'll be a set of 8, and these ones are going to be separate, I'm guessing. But it could also get that these down here and they connect there. It's hard to say. Then we get the 4 across here. 1 up, 1, 2, 3, and there's 4 4s. So this is where you start to realize that, yes, the 8 is going to have to go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's one more 8 either there or there. We'll find out in a little bit. This 2 can't go across, it has to go up because if it connects there, there'd be 3 2s. And that means that 2 can't come backwards this way either. So now we've got 2 2s. And that means again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8s. And there we go. Like I said, they connect together. Excuse me. This talking non-stop really gets your voice some days. Right. So this 8 can't come out here now because of the other block, which means even if it goes down, it can only go down 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to have to see where the other 2 or 3 end up, depending. But yeah, that's okay. All right, I'm going to come back up over here because I feel like I should have probably been able to do more here. I don't know if that's the case though. So this is 1, 2, 3, 7 8s there. If I put an 8 there, it could be 2 2s, so that could work. If I don't put an 8 there, it'll go up here. The 5 could come down and feel like nothing much pointing in the right direction at the minute there. We do have this trapped 4, so let's bring the 4 out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Following along. And then we have the 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7s. There we go. So that's now blocked off the 8, which means again 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 8s. I do apologize for the repetition of counting, but it is necessary for me to keep in mind what I'm doing, otherwise I lose track too much. Now that means the 5 goes up, so there's 4 5s there. They can't go in either of these 2 because then we'll have 7 5s connected, so it has to come out this side, and that forms a 5. Block of 5. That also means these 5s can't come down. Sorry about that, bit of a cough. So yes, these 5s can't come down, which means that's going to be filled by something else. Potentially the 3 will come in, but we'll see. Coming back down here though, because of these 5s, this 3 is now very limited. If it comes down as 1, 2, 3 3s, so that's that. This 8 can't come across, And we can't draw a line there because that would be 1 and 1. So this has to be the third 3. And then these 8s again. So if we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Potentially one more. Yeah, so if this 8 comes down, that'll be it. But otherwise there's potentially one more up there. Now this 4's locked off. So we put the 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's all our 4s. This 5's now locked off, so it's got to come out 1. It could potentially go down. Hard to say. Might go up. Not sure. Going to come back over here. So this 5 is going to come up. That's 4 5s in a row. So it can't connect to that set of 5s over here. So that's going to be there. Can't connect to that set. And again, same with that one, because that would make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5s. So that can't connect there, which means the only way it can come out is this one. That then means these 5s can't go across there, so that's going to be a 1. These 5s can't connect over there, and they can't connect there or there either, because that will be with that. In this case, these 2 can only come out over here, so there's a set of 5 for us. That means it's a 1 in there. Then these 5s can't go down, and that 5 can't go down. That 5 has to go across there. We could get a 5th 5 there and 2 single 1s diagonally, so that's possible. And it could go out this way, so we don't know at this point. We're going to have to leave that be. Let's see what else we can find. These 2s. So the 2 can't come down because that'll be 3 2s, and that can't go up for the same reason. They're also boxed in, obviously, so the 2's going to come down here. That boxes off against the 8. This 2's going to go up for the same reason, boxed in. And starts to give us a little bit more to work with. Now the 3 could go 1 down and then leave a 2. It could go 2 down, leave a 1. It can't. Can it not come down is the question. Can it go there and there? If that's the case, we've got a 3 gap. We can't put 3 in there, and we can't put 1 or 2 there. So that, yeah, that can't be. Okay, another way to explain this. Here cannot be 1 and it can't be 2. So it can either be something connected or something different. Connected would be a 3, possible. Not connected would then mean 4 or above, and there's only space for 3. So it can't be a 4 or above, so it has to be the 3. The 3 has to come down. Now here you could have a 2, you can have a 1 there, so I can't finish that for the minute. And I can't say whether it has to come up or down, up either, so I'm going to have to leave that for the moment. If it does come up though, the 6 would have to go up, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think the 3 can come up actually, so let's check that again. This 5 set has to have a 5 there or there. Let's assume it's there for the minute, because this provides the most open then. If it goes there, it just cuts that down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6 would have to come here. If it goes there and the 3 goes here, 6 goes up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me. That seems like the more likely thing to happen, but again, I can't prove it at this point, so I'm going to have to leave it be. I am very curious about that though. I think that's quite probable. All right, let's see what else we've got floating around. The 8's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, not much I can do with them. This 8. This 8's all on its own. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't go down because that would connect 4 and 6, 7, 8s. Which means this one also can't come up because that'll connect there. That's about as far as I can go with that, I think. Okay, I'm guessing there's got to be something over here that I've got to be able to do to feed back up over here, I reckon. I'm just having a look along the top again. I mean, these threes could connect. They could also not. For instance, this could come down here and here, and then you have a 2 in there. Same thing the whole way along, basically. I mean, these threes both can't come down all the way because that would block the 6 off. But one could and the other might not. That's the kind of thing. One thing I find with a lot of these sorts of puzzles is I need to teach myself to persevere. I often give up on checking an area or something, and then I find out later on that that's the key part I needed to do. So I try to really be rigid in checking everything as I go along. I'm not seeing much though. This 7's pretty open. This 3 actually, that's probably a good start. See, I started scanning and I finally found one. So this 3, it can't go in, so that's ruled out. So it has to come out. So that's 3 threes. All right, so we rule that around. That's that box. That's good. All right. See, this is the other thing. It could be like these 3 connect. And 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could be that. But that 3 can't go there that way, so that's good then. At least I've got that. It comes out. That's 2 threes, and it can't go there or there because it would connect with that, so it has to go up then. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Again, all right, that 3 can't go back in that direction. And now what does that mean? This 3 can't come down, but it can only go one direction, but we don't know which direction it is for the moment. It does suggest the 6 might come down too, actually, because of that. Anyway, that was a good little gain. It's not a bad gain, but obviously we need to do a little bit more to get somewhere. Alright, still scanning along, so then that's fine. This 5, I mean, hypothetically that could go... If that goes up, the 4 has to come down and it has to connect to there. If the 4 stay in there, it could go that way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say, and not connect with that. So that's not super useful at this point. They are separated though, there's 3 and 5, so we'll do that at least. And same thing here, 6 and the 5. Just having a look. I feel like this should give me something, but I'm not seeing it, to be honest. Similar like with this 5, it could connect there, in the middle. It's hard to say. For sure, these 3s can't all connect, because again, you'd have another 1 in the middle, but you could have 1 connect and the others go outwards. That's not much to say. This 5's got a lot of options. This 2, 5 could come down, could go up. The 2 could come down or go up again. If it goes up, the 5s have to definitely come in here, at least 1. The 3 and the 2 are separated at least. And this 5 and the 3 are separated. 5, nothing much there. The 4 would be the same thing as that 4, so it's 1, 2, 3. It has to have at least there as a 4. It could potentially go like up and across, and the 2 goes there. It could go this way. It can't go there and there, that's for sure. It could go there and up there and leave a 1 there and put the 2 up again. Trying to think. This 2 actually can't come down, because if it comes down, then that leaves a 1, and that can't happen. So the 2 has to go up. All right, that's something at least. Now, because there's 2 2s near each other, this can't be left as a 2, so the 5 has to come down at least 1. Might go there, it might not, but even then, if it does, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the 5th. And that's now 4, which means it can't go there for a 5th because it'll have a 6, so that needs to be ruled out, and that needs to be ruled out, which means this 5 comes up, that rules off the 8. So again, the 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we cross that off and put 2 2s in there. All right, that's not a bad one. Let's see. Can we get any more out of that? That can't be a 1. It can't be a 5. So chances are there's like the 6 is going to come down there or something like that. Yeah. 4, 8 still can't really do much with that. All right, so come back down over here. So if we have... If that's a 5, that rules that down. And then that can't be a 1. So that can't be with 3. So it'd have to be at least a 2. But that could still work. Yeah, not much going on there. Let's come back down here below the 2. So this can't be a 1 because it would connect with that. It can't be a 2 because it would connect with that. If it was a 3, that would go 1, 2, 3 and make a 4th. So that can't be a 3. Can't be a 4 because it would connect with that. Is that a 5 or above? Hang on, let's go through that again. So it can't be a 1 because it would connect with that. If that was a 2, it would connect with that. If it was a 3, 1, 2, 3, connect with that. That doesn't work. It's not a 4 because it would straight away run into that. So that means 5 at minimum this is going to be. That's an interesting one. So this is like what I mentioned very early on. So let's count this out for a second. So if that's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 it would have to be, because if it went there as a 5, that would leave a 1. So if it went down there as a 5, and then that could be the 3, and that separates that all up. Could be a 6 as well, or even a 7 potentially. So that's going to have to wait till the end, I think. Alright, let me see if I can find something here. This is... I feel like I'm missing something. This 3, there's 2 3s there. That could be 2s. If I put a 3 there, it could be a 1. It doesn't matter either way. If that is a capped off 3, if that goes to 3, no, it doesn't really matter either. Yeah, it took me a while to find another piece of the puzzle here. This is starting to get a bit more difficult than I'm used to with these puzzles, which is fine. It's a good challenge. This 5 set down here. Now, if that 5 goes out here, that it can't come down there, and it would leave a 1 blank space, which it can't be. So it can't come outwards, has to go up. So we've got 3 5s. That can't be a 1. And it can't be an 8, so it has to be a 5 also. So that gives us 4 5s. Now the 5th 5, I don't think matters at this point. Doesn't cause any issues. So if it does go up though, let's have a look at that for a scenario. 4 8s, that'd be the 5th, the 6th, and then probably the 7th, it'd be there. That's an interesting thought actually. Do these 8s need to connect with that 8? And hypothetically they could come out here. This square can't be a 1, but it could be a 3. 3s could go across here, let's say. And then that 8 could be... Yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. And then the 7s will go up here. Yeah, not much I can do there. Alright, let's see, what else have we got? Let's think about this 5 again up in the top left corner. If this 5 goes up, the 4 comes down. If it doesn't go up, the 4s stay there, let's say. It's still got to go... because you can't fill all of that. Because if you fill all of that, you have 4, 5, 6 5s. So can it touch this 5? Yeah, because you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it touches this one, you got 3, could still 5. Still have 1s around it, so that doesn't matter. Okay, I feel like this one took me way too long to discover, but such them's the breaks, as they say, such is life. So looking at this 3 here and here, if these 3s connect, we get a line of 3s. But that means we then break off a block of 1, which that can't be. So they can't connect. So that's got to go there. That's got to go there. That means this 3 comes out here. And we get 3 3s over there. And then this 3 is going to come out this way. So we've got 3 3s like so. That then means that the 4s here are locked in. The 5 comes out there, 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be a 4th one there, and that 5th, it can't touch that because if it goes there, 4, 5, 6, so it has to be that one there. And then that's going to be this, and that'll be a 1, and we're rolling again. Okay, so 5 5s. This 5 has to come down. That's 3 5s, 4, 5, 6, so it can't touch that. And so it's going to be there or there. It's going to come out. Not sure right now. That's fine. This 5 can't come down. So it's going to come out here. Now, if that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would force the 5 there, and that would give you a 6. So it can't fill this space. Can't go there because that would leave a 2, so it can't go up at all. This has to be a 2. And that means it comes down, forcing that to cap there. That's probably going to be a 6, but we don't know just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4 5s, and it could be there or there at this point. This 6, 1, 2, 3 at least. Could be 4, 5, 6, depending. Just trying to see if there's anything else. 5s can't go there. It could be a 1 though, so that's not going to be of much help. Here we go. This 3 here, that would be similar to this one back up here, I think, because if I put those 3 together, then that's going to block off a 1, or is it? No, because that could be the 5, and that would be the 5 5s, and the 1 could go there. Am I seeing that wrong? I don't think so, because yeah, if it does block off, it can be the 5. Yeah, okay. But that might suggest down here is a bit more interesting, because not this one, but this one, I think. If we connect these 2, that's 3 3s. That leaves a 2 space. You can't put another 3 3s because that would leave a 1. And so this 2 space couldn't have the 3s, it couldn't have the 1s, and it couldn't be a 2 because of that 2. So these 2 can't connect. Let's go through that again just to be sure. If I put a 3 there, connects them. That can't be a 1, but it's a 2 space. If I put a 3 there, that would mean it's a 1, so that doesn't work. That means that 2 space has to be filled by 2s, and I can't because of that 2. So that means these 3s can't connect. So there we go. So that 3 is going to go up. That creates a full block there. This 3 is going to come down. Now, if I go there, that would create a 1. So that doesn't work. So it has to come to the left. All right. That means the 2 has to go that way. The 4 squeaks up over here. These 2 5s come out here. This 5 is going to have to come up, and that's 5 5s there for us. All right, and then what are we doing from there? So this is a 3 gap. It can't hold a 3 because of these or these. If those connect, that would be a 2 gap. We could do that. If they don't connect, the 3 gap could be 2s and 1s, I think. Yeah. So that's either 2 and 1 or 2 and the 3. If it's... Okay. If they don't connect, this 3 has to come down here. So 1, 2. It can't go there because of that. So it'd have to go there. But that creates a 1 over there. So this 3 can't be forced downwards by not connecting, because then it would be 1, 2, 3, and a creator 1. So it has to go up. So that's 3 3s going up. And that means this is a 2 block. This is now a 5 block. Now we've already gone over this, but I'm going to, yeah, it has to be 5 plus. So this has to be a 5. There we go. So there's a 5 block. All right. This we're still not sure on. This 3 can't come down now. It has to go up. It can't go there or there for that, so it has to go to the side. So there's 3 3s. This 3 block can't be a 3. That can't be a 1. That can't be a 1, so it can't be 2 1, which means this. And that can't be 2 1 that way, so that has to be the 5. And those are going to be 2s, and then that's 5 5, so that's a 1. This 3 can't go down or left, so it's going to have to go outwards that way. Figure that out in a minute. Now this 6 and this 5 and 6. Hang on. I'm going to work on this one first. So if this 6 is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that has to be a 6 at minimum, even if it goes that way. And then it could be one of those to connect with that to make 6. So I can't guarantee that yet. This 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it could be either. This 6 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s. And that means the 5 has to come out there. And it has to go here so that there's not a 1 there. And then that's going to be 2s. That means the 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. 6 has to go that way. That's 1, 2, 3. So we can't, that can't be a 1, so it has to be a 6 in connection. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more 6 either there or there. I don't think I can predict that right now. I feel like I'm missing something now. Because how do I get the rest of it finished? Okay, there has to be something here to work with. This 6, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. If the 5 goes there, that leaves 3 here. And it can't be a 3. And there can't be a 1 there or there. So it can't be a 2-1 split. Which means that 5 can't go there. It has to go up. So that's that. 5s. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, hypothetically, it could go 7, 8. No, it can't, because if it goes 7 and then 8, because it wouldn't be able to connect with that, that would leave a 1. So it has to go this way, one of these two. If it goes there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that would leave a 1, which doesn't work, so it has to go here. All right, we're almost there. I'm feeling somewhat semi-confident that I'll be able to finish this. So, let's see. If that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if the 6 goes there, that 3 goes up, that leaves a 2 space. That could work. If it comes down, this 3 goes here, could go, can't go there, have to go up. Or it goes that way. Let's have a look at this. Okay, let's take this square here. Can't be a 1 because of that. If it's a 2, that'll create a 1 there, so it can't be a 2. Can't be a 3, so it has to be 4 plus. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't be a 5 because it would connect with that. If it was 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would connect with that somehow. So it can't be a 6. So it has to be 4 or 7 plus. Question is, should it be a 4? Well, this 3 needs to go somewhere. So if it's 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 would block the 3 off. So it can't be 7 plus, has to be 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And that 3 goes there and there. It's 3s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s. 3 goes up, 2 2s. That's the 3 finished. All right. This is annoying. What's the best number to work with? Feel like... Okay, let's look at this square similarly. So if this square, it can't be a 1 because it's hit with that. If it's 2, it goes to there. If it's 3, it'll plug into that, so it doesn't work. So it can be a 2. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hypothetically, and the 6 comes out this way somewhere. It gets much more complicated to check. Yeah, so 2 or a 4 plus, basically. Right, this 3. If that goes there, that would block that off and it'd be a 1. Can't work, and it can't be a third 3. So it can't go down, has to go across. That's 3 3s there. All right, that 3 can't go that way, which means it goes across. That's 3 3s there. That 3 can't go there, so it's got to come down around. That means the 5s come out there, and we get the 1 and the 2 2s. The 6 comes down, the 3 goes across, that's a 1. Getting real quick now to finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s. Now the 6, both of those could be 1s, so it doesn't really matter where the 6 goes at the moment. Okay, 3. If the 3 goes up, can't go there, that'll be a 1, that's fine. Could come this way. If it comes this way, that would leave a 2 block, so it can't go all the way out that way. Can it go that one and that one? That would leave a 1. That would work too. Can it go across the top? No, because it can't go there because of that 3. So it has to be those 2. Okay, so that's that. That's a 1. 3, 4, 5. So the 6 is there or there. We don't know yet. 7, assuming it goes there. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't have to go there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we need one more 7. It can't go there because that would block the 6s, because that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 6s. So it has to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. That's going to have to do it. Excuse me. So the 6 goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has to go at least there. Can't leave it as a 2 because of that, so that has to be a 6, and that can't be left as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 2. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6s, and we're done. So, a little bit harder than I was anticipating. A few breaks for coffee, unfortunately, and a couple of small breaks just to have a think through and find the right spot. But that's a Fillomino for you. And to be perfectly frank, I really like them. I like the intricacy. I like the fact that you'll have a different grid pattern, and then you'll have to think of different ways to sort of manipulate the numbers and figure out what you can use and what you can't. But largely speaking, it's a logic puzzle that's very straightforward, has one solution, and I love that. I love it when it's you don't need an overly complex thought process to finish it. You just need to keep being methodical in checking every box, essentially. I don't mind that kind of patterning. So yeah. Anyway, if you're still with me and you enjoyed the video, would appreciate some support if you don't mind. Subscribe, click the like, put a comment in, whatever works for you. Very much appreciated. And otherwise, keep an eye out because I'm going to be sharing a few more pen and paper puzzles in the coming weeks. All right, till next time. Bye.